Game of Thrones is back, baby. I, I'll be honest. In regards to this first episode, I am neither overwhelmed, and it was not underwhelming. I was just whelmed. The cinematography is all there. It's basically a brand new setup, whole new cast of characters with like the final season's budget. So everything looks great. The armor looks absolutely fucking fantastic. Matt Smith, whoo, yo, my boy Doctor, the 11th Doctor, man. Like, no matter where I see Matt Smith, like, he can pop up in the most random movies ever. Like, I shit on Morbius. Morbius was a horrible movie. Matt Smith was the best part of Morbius. Like, they could have done a spin-off completely about Matt Smith's character. To be quite honest, Matt Smith could have been Morbius himself, and I think it would have made a better movie than having Jared Leto be the titular character of Morbius. So having Matt Smith as Prince Daemon Targaryen is baller as shit. I think everyone in this season, not even a season, I think everyone in this first episode was solid. Now, what is his name? His name is my man with the dreads. My man with the dreads. Steve Toussaint? Is that him? Yeah, Steve Toussaint. I don't know what's happening there. Like, I understand. Like, going into this, I understood that one of the directors was like, Game of Thrones is a little bit too white, and I was like, yeah, because it's supposed to be. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm all for inclusivity, but when inclusivity doesn't really make sense, at least for the character of Corlys Velaryon, since he's actually a big character in the books, and his kids will also go on to be big characters in the show, in the books, it completely throws me off. Like, don't get me wrong, his kids are fucking adorable. Watching like young Targaryen kids with like the purple eyes, but they've got like the fro, that's baller shit. I absolutely fucking love that. Like, they perfectly casted the both of those little kids, but his character just stands out, and I don't know why. I know why. It's the equivalent, for me at least, watching this episode, it's the equivalent of me watching Black Panther and T'Challa walking into the room with like all the council members, and there's just like a random white guy. It's like, what are you doing here? It's gonna take me like a minute to get used to him being Corlys, like, because for the most part I've always equated Game of Thrones as like medieval Europe, I guess you could say. So for the most part, yes, all the characters were white. You may get an occasional African American, an occasional black character walk around on set, but then when I see that character, I'm like, he's from the East. He's from, like, you know, Yangshai or somewhere across the narrow sea. He's not native to Westeros, because everyone in Westeros is essentially white. So having Corlys be like a big guy with like his own family and his own region, it's like, okay, that's gonna take me a little bit to get used to. Or it's because it stands out for me, at least his character stands out for me, because it's like either Westeros is like super progressive when it comes to race relations and absolutely shitty when it comes to sexism, or like your character was just thrown in here to be like the black guy. And then the question is going to become like, okay, so if we visit your area and your region, are there also going to be other African Americans walking around your region, or are you the only African American dude in the show? Time will tell. We shall see. The princess, or I should say the young princess who plays Rhaenyra. Look, I'm all for Targaryen naming conventions, but like, having your mother be like Rhaenys and then you be Rhaena, and then there's like a dragon over here by the name of Rhaenyra, and then there's something else happening over here. Stop. I completely low-key forgot that we're getting like 3 different versions of this one character, where we're getting the young version of Rhaenyra, the adult version of Rhaenyra, and I think, no, because if I remember correctly in the books, well, we're not going to spoil that, but we're getting 2 different actresses for Rhaenyra and Alicent Hightower. I like the fact that we got more of their relationship off the bat to show that, you know, they were actually friends who really, really cared about each other until these other motherfuckers got into their lives. And by other motherfuckers, I mean the men of Westeros, because goddamn, the men of Westeros ain't shit. Like, my man was just like, your 16-year-old daughter, and he was just like, so my boy, his wife and his baby just died. How about you go to his room and, you know, you comfort him? I was like, yo, Hightower, like, word, you just gonna serve her up like that? You just gonna send your 16-year-old daughter to comfort the king? That's, you can say what you will about Daemon, like, he ain't shit either, and he really not shit, because he doing some gaslighting bullshit with Rhaenyra, where he's all like messing with her and bringing stuff back for her, and I was like, you the creepy fucking uncle that when you come to the cookout, we watch you because we know that we can't leave you around anybody. And the only reason why you got invited is because grandma invited you. I didn't invite you because I don't fucking want you here. But grandma invited you, so you gotta be in the area because you family. I was like, wow, look at this motherfucker right here. The straight up gaslighting is just through the roof, even though it's like a Targaryen tradition where it's like uncle marrying niece and then niece marrying, well, technically brother is marrying sisters, and then like all this other type of weird goofy shit going on. That whole relationship is weird. Trust me, going into the rest of the season, the rest of these relationships are going to be absolutely weird. If you're someone who did not like the Daenerys Jon Snow thing because there was a blood relation there, this season is going to fuck with you. You're going to absolutely fucking hate it. But the tourney was nice. It was nice watching like fighting, even if it was like low level fighting. I think for the most part people are going to focus on the Daemon Targaryen stuff because my man came in and went straight to work. And god damn if Matt Smith doesn't look good in his drip, walking through the town like a goddamn boss in that baller ass gold cloak armor, the cloak flapping in the wind. I was like, Hercules, 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 look at him go. Because for the most part, creepy bullshit aside, Daemon Targaryen is my favorite prequel character from the Blood and Fire or the Fire and Blood novels that set up the entire like Targaryen past and Targaryen dynasty, because he's gonna be getting up to some fuckery across the board. He's gonna end up being everyone's favorite character, and he's also gonna end up being the character that everyone absolutely fucking despises. And Matt Smith is definitely he definitely has the swagger to be a really, really good Daemon Targaryen. But this episode was basically set up. That's all it is. Set up. It's basically setting up the future political situation that we're going to see going forward in the series. So right now at the end of the episode, we had Rhaenyra essentially ascend to being the heir presumptive of the Iron Throne. We might probably end up having a time skip where we leap forward to the adult Rhaenyra, and or we might not even leap forward to the adult Rhaenyra. We may stay with the kid Rhaenyra for like an episode or 2 more to set up the crumbling relationship between her and Alicent, the backwards bullshit dealing that the Hightowers are going to get up to, the Targaryen power struggles on the side, Daemon over here conquering an entire steppe area, fucking with people. So it's gonna be interesting. Like, I think this episode starts off slow, and for people who have really short attention spans, you are going to probably stop paying attention like 15 to 20 minutes into this because it's a lot of talking. But I'm trying to remember whether or not the very first episode of Game of Thrones started off slow. No, it didn't. Because the very first episode of Game of Thrones, we ran into the White Walker. And then you ran into Eddard Stark, and then you got to know the Starks. and then a bunch of other stuff happened. So I definitely feel as though when it comes to first episodes, this episode was kind of weak in comparison to the first episode of the OG Game of Thrones series. But as somebody who's read the books, I can understand why this started off extremely slow, because we are going to be, and me saying as somebody who read the books, I just knocked over like 50 million things onto the, good God, it's heavy. That's what she said. That's a lot of dust. That's a lot of dust. Yeah, I'm not bullshitting. Like when I say that, like, as someone who has read the books, yeah, that's me. I'm hilariously, this is still in plastic, which is why there's like a bunch of dust on it. But I have the books individually from way back. I only bought this box set because it was the box set for the Game of Thrones show, and I was like, this looks dope as fuck. I might as well pick all of this shit up. But I also possess like the other stuff that he's put on Amazon. I don't even know what the hell all I knocked off the thing. I'll figure it out later. So I know the direction the story is going to go in. I'm just going to have a ball watching the story essentially play out and watching Matt Smith have like absolute fun. It's great seeing Rhys Ifans again as Otto Hightower. There are a lot of people in this that I didn't expect to see. Like, for instance, Patty Considine. Look, okay, my boy Patty. Okay, I haven't seen him in forever. I haven't seen Rhys in forever. There's another actor on here. He's Scottish. His name is Graham McTavish. Didn't expect to see him on here. Like they've got a lot of really good actors and actresses to be in this show. So I have faith that this show will be good. The major thing that I feel as though people are gonna have to get used to is you're gonna be dealing with houses that don't exist. Some of them, most of them, a few of them that don't exist in the regular Game of Thrones timeline. So no, you're not gonna see a lot of Starks. Like that one shot you saw of like Stark, he's probably not gonna be back until like the war happens. So don't expect to see Starks running around in this. Don't expect to see Lannisters running around in this. Don't expect to see Tyrells running around in this. Like, don't expect to see a lot of the main houses that you've gotten used to in the future episodes, or should I say the original series, to be running around in this. You're gonna have to get used to all these new families that are gonna be destroyed and that no longer exist in like the main timeline. But like I said, it wasn't overwhelming, it wasn't underwhelming, it was just whelming. It was a decent episode. It's a intro episode setting up all of the political bullshit that's going to be happening down the line, and I'll be tuning in every single fucking Sunday to watch the show. But that's it. Welcome to the end of the video, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.